Hello, I'm Felicia Vereen, always known as Fee.
Hey, Fee, and I'm your girl, Sharita 3, better known as Fred.
And we are Inspire Her, the Total Woman Podcast, a new podcast all about uplifting you.
Yes.
Because friends, face it, you are awesome.
We'll be chatting up about topics we love to talk about. All the things we as women must juggle every day and the ish we complain about.
But who's listening?
Girl,
We'll
nobody.
chat about the struggle, the job, and about him. You know who we're talking about.
Girl.
That boo, husband, boyfriend, ex, whatever you calling them today. Our lovely hellions, kids.
Our angels. But seriously, friends, life happens, and we don't always get a chance to talk about it. We take it on the chin and we keep it moving.
Because that's what we were told to do.
Yep.
But here on Inspire Her, the Total Woman Podcast with Red and Fee, we are the friends you love to hang out with. We are here to inspire her, the Total Woman.
Yeah.
Hey, Red.
Hey, Fee. How are you, girl?
I am spectacular. Girl, we have gotten so much interest in that first podcast.
Girl, I know.
He said yes. So guess what we're gonna do?
What's that?
We're gonna
Tell
have a
him.
part two.
Woohoo! Yeah. That's awesome.
We are going to at some point, we're gonna have to put it in our schedule because we got some other podcasts that we have in line. But we're gonna invite some guests, some guys. Maybe we'll invite some women too. Maybe we'll have a panel discussion so that we can get the guy's opinion and maybe a woman's opinion that said that she would get on her one knee. So
I like that.
Mm-hmm. But today, friends, we are happy to be here with you again on our second podcast, and it is called Back Up, Friend. It ain't about you.
Sophie, this came about based on a conversation that you and I had, and you kind of called me out on something. And I'm like, hey, I'm trying to explain to you what's going on. I'm like, hey, this ain't about you. It's not about you. And sometimes we have to know our friends and know that sometimes it's just not all about you. It's not. It's not about you. So one thing it's important. Friendships come in all kinds of, you have your social friends, you have your work friends, you have your childhood friends, you have your Facebook friends, you have tons of friends. But sometimes we have to put our friends in different categories. And I say that knowing your friends' personalities, their vulnerabilities, and their sensitivities. What do you think about that, Fee? Do you think you know my personality?
I agree. We've been knowing each other for so long that we kind of know each other's personalities, but this one particular situation, I think I was being funny and serious and at the same time. And I think it kind of hit you in a sore spot. And I didn't realize that. I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking, wow, she's taking this too serious. I was serious about what I said, but it really, in the grand scheme of things, wasn't that serious. But you told me afterwards that I had hit a sore spot with you based on something that you had been through in the past. And the one thing that I did do, and you got to know your friends, Now, if this was a person that I could have cared less about, I would have been like, okay, all right. And I probably would have said, okay, sorry, just to get off the subject. But because I felt like, well, I don't want to hurt my friend's feelings, I apologized. But my apology was a little different. I apologized for making you feel that way, but I didn't apologize for what I said because I meant what I said, but I didn't mean for it to affect you in that way. Is that type of apology okay?
I think so. It's almost like how to apologize without apologizing. Like, sorry how I made you feel, but not sorry for what I said. And I think that is appropriate because you have to apologize and still be true to yourself and who you are. because then it
Right.
wouldn't be authentic.
Right.
It
Right.
wouldn't be authentic if you just apologize just for the sake of an apology. I don't want an apology just because. I want your apology to mean something. I want you to really truly understand and grasp what I was saying and how I felt. So no, just don't apologize to me because those are just words. But I
Right.
want some feelings and some emotions behind those words. We have to know our friends' vulnerabilities and our sensitivities. And we talked a little bit about our sensitivities the last time. We do have our sensitivities and what, like you said, a sore spot or what make me feel some kind of way or get me in my feelings.
Right. One of the things that I realized is that, you know, all of your friends have different personalities. And the way I talk to you may not be the same way I talk to one of our other friends because I know some of us can handle a little bit more than others. And some of us are just, a little bit more sensitive. You got to kind of watch what you say and adjusting how you communicate. That's all a part of it. Adjusting how you communicate, but still being true to myself. I can't change who I am, but I
Right, right.
can think about how, I want to say this. And instead of coming out and being like, some of my friends, I can come out and be like, girl, blah. This is it, and that's it, and that's my problem, that's my issue, and we need to talk about it. And if you don't, but some of us, we need to come back and sit down and say, well, now, how do I have this conversation with her? Um,
Correct. And you can't communicate with your friends the same way because they're going to take it in a different way. You're going to find yourself apologizing all the time. It's just like you have kids. You have to talk to them and treat them sometimes in a different way because of their personalities. Now, you may have a friend who has a strong personality and don't take things too seriously, or you can say something to them without them taking it or being in their feelings. Then you have some friends that, whether I want to or not, I have to kind of tiptoe around them because I know that they may be a little bit more sensitive than someone else. And
right,
and and it just all depends on your relationship with that person. It
right.
depends on your relationship with that person, and you guys going down this road before and being able to, overcome. Now, we talked a little bit about an incident that you had, and I asked you, would you have treated me the
Mhm.
same way had I done the same thing to you? And you said, "Probably not." And that goes to show it does make a difference about whether you care about that relationship. Like you said, you cared about my feelings. You didn't want to hurt my feelings, so you kind of adjusted what you said, but the meaning was the same.
Right. Because if you know somebody, like say for instance, I call you one morning and you just cut me off and you're being smart with me and, just being real short with me versus somebody that I don't really know or that I've only known for a little period of time, I'll be like, well, all right, bye then. But with you, I might say, excuse me, what's wrong with you today? Who done made you mad?
Right.
Because I know that's really not your character on a normal day. So I know something you either stressed about work or somebody done said something to make you upset or something is really wrong because that's not your character. And like you said in the beginning, you had to tell me, back up. I'm good. This is not about you. This is something that I'm dealing with. I accepted what you said and we can move on.
Mhm,
It's not about you. I gotta deal with myself. How
mhm.
often do you think that that happens with friends where they don't really know how to read each other and something that probably was really small and they could have talked about and gotten over, the friendship just broke up over it. How often do you think that happens?
I think it probably happens a lot. And whether it's time for some space in that relationship or whatever, but I think it happens. I think it happens more too often because a lot of times Honestly, Fee, this world is all about a me, 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 me. How I feel, what's important to me, or how I look, or whatever. And sometimes
That's
we don't
true.
always think about the other person. How is this really making my friend feel? So and that comes with maturity. It comes with just understanding your friends and you know your personality and just being considerate of others. So yeah, I think it probably happens all too often. And if I had a friend that may have pissed me off, I probably would have taken a day or two just to kind of chill. And I think I you called me and I was busy at work. And then I tried to call you back. And I think I sent you a text message, "Hey, I'm working or something." And you were like, "There's no need to call me back. We good." And I'm and then even after that we did still talk about it a little bit more, and it was kind of good because we had this podcast coming up, so disagreeing a little bit, we were able to work through that, and it probably definitely helped us as we navigate through this podcast how to disagree or how to. And the next thing is like knowing when enough is enough. Like when can I just say, all right, girl, I'm good, you got it, or whatever. Saying that and being really sincere about it and really being good, or just saying and trying to get the conversation over with. How often do you think that happens?
It happens a lot. I know sometimes people just a lot of times they just don't want to deal at all. They
Right.
just Right. They don't want to deal with what other people have going on. They want to throw their opinion out there or want you to listen to them, but when it comes time to dealing with something, they don't want to deal with you. They don't want to deal with you, your opinion, or what you feel, what you're feeling.
Is that a
And
friend? Is that a type of friend that you want?
absolutely not. Not the
Right.
friend that I want. One thing we know is silence is golden.
Yes.
Sometimes when you're talking, you don't need my feedback. Like when we were talking and you were telling me how you were feeling about what I said, you didn't need me to talk. You just needed me to listen to why you responded like you did. And
Cor-
once I shut my mouth and listened, I understood. And I was able to um, apologize and still help you understand where I was coming from. All too often, we don't listen. We listen to respond, which is really not listening.
Correct. Correct. Eh,
You listen, it's like a jump rope. Remember back in the day when we used to jump rope, have one jump rope, two people on one end, and you
The
trying to
double
jump
dutch.
the other side,
Mhm.
double dutch. I couldn't remember what it was.
That's right. The double dutch. We
Double
just
dutch.
doubling.
And you just, you trying to you sitting there on the side and you trying to figure out when to get in, when to get
Yes.
in. That's a lot like people when they talking. You
Right.
just want to figure out when to get in, when to get in, when can I
Right.
get in. So as soon as one little pause and you like, but no, sit back, let me talk, listen, dissect what I said, and then you may be able to understand your impact on me and realize that it really wasn't what I said. It was something I said that um, kind of sparked a feeling in you about something that had happened to you in the past. Am I
Right.
right?
Right.
Right.
And I
Okay.
think it's important to say, listen, friend, I just need you to listen to me. I don't need a response. I don't need you to try to resolve anything. I don't need input or feedback, whatever. I just need an ear. I just need an ear. And I can tell you, I'm a little ADHD sometimes. So I don't mean to interrupt, but girl, I'm almost 50. And sometimes this memory don't always work. So
You got
for
to write
me,
down your
I
thoughts.
got to write down.
Hold on, let me write. Girl, I was trying to tell you something and you stopped me and now I can't remember.
And then when it's my time to talk, I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot what I was about to say.
I forgot what I was about to say because, girl, you started talking and now, yeah, I have that situation too sometimes. It's
Do
like,
you have
you
those friends that
said
over explain and just talk, 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 talk? And girl, I got it. You
they just
know,
keep on going,
beating
yeah.
a dead horse. I got it. I got it. Let me see,
That's
because I
when you
might
gotta
be that friend.
that's when you gotta say, remember we said last time, I gotta go wash my dog. Remember on the last podcast was like that friend that called
Yes.
me to be like, "Oh, girl, I can't go nowhere today. I gotta wash my dog." Mm-mm.
Yes. Girl, I gotta change my oil. I'm sorry. I'll have to catch you next time.
Look, friends, we know that you're gonna have times with when you with your girls or whatever where you're gonna have disagreements. On Inspire Her, what we're trying to do today is just use one of our examples to say, hey, it's okay to have a disagreement. We're going to disagree. But if that person is your friend, and you have a situation with them, come back and sit down and say, "Hey, what did I do? Or how can I fix this?" And then sit there and if you still feel like you're right, you can still say, "Hey, I apologize for how I made you feel." Or, sparking something that you remember from the past. But I'm not apologizing for what I said. And I think, and me and Sharita both said, that's okay to do that.
Mhm.
Um, and I said what I said, and that's it. And you can leave the floor open for your friend to share their feelings. And that way, you know that that topic is very sensitive and that may be something that you shouldn't broach in the future. And get to know you might want to sit down and say, "Hey friend, help me understand some other things that you're sensitive to." And that's
Mhm.
just growing with your friend. If you love them or if you care deeply for them, I'm not saying you got to do this for all of your friends because friends come and go. Some of them are only there for a season. Some of them are only there if you are doing something that benefits them at the moment. So you got to decipher which friends, what bucket to put these friends in, and um, how much of yourself you're going to give to that relationship. I've given 30 years of my life to this relationship and others. So if they stop talking to me, I'm getting on the airplane. I'm gonna be at the door and be like, what's the problem? Because I need to understand what's going on. So take your time and figure out, you know, what what kind of relationship and you have with your friends and how important is it?
So let me ask you, what do you think has kept Steve, Red, Candy, Tina, Leisha, Tanya, and Peggy friends for over 35 years? What is it? Why is this friendship so special to us? You know, we express our love for each other. We have been there for each other through thick and thin. And we always talk about there are pockets of friendship. Some of us may be closer than others, but, you know, what do you think has kept us friends for 35 plus years?
Y'all crazy. No, I'm just joking. But y'all are crazy. I think it was, we probably all have gone through some things with each other. We created a bond in high school. And we've one of the things that I can honestly say is Peggy, she's kept us. She's kind of the glue. And
Mhm.
now that we've been glued together for so long, we all depend on each other. We all respect each other, and we all are ourselves. We're not fake when we get together. We're not fake. We're not pretentious. Um, We all know each other, so we call each other out quite often.
Yes, we do.
And it's okay, cause I don't feel no way. If you like Felicia, whatever I'm doing, I don't know. I could be um uh
Being a
rolling my eyes
diva.
at somebody or something. I'd be like,
Look, being a diva.
mhm. Look at her over in the corner rolling her eyes. She don't something she don't want to do. She over in the corner.
Yes.
But I think we all know each other. We all have a certain amount of respect for each other. We all love each other. We love each other's families. We've grown with each other, and we've been there for each other. Like
Mhm.
we've been there for each other through marriages, divorces, bad relationships, um,
Deaths of parents.
deaths of family members,
Mhm.
all sorts of things. So that creates that glue that holds you together, and we're honest with each other.
Yes.
And if it's something that I don't want you to know, look, sis, I don't want to talk about it.
Right.
And we're okay with that. We are okay with that. So I think that's the bond that holds women, not only us, but women together. When we're
Mhm.
honest with each other, when we're upfront with each other, and when you find that person that you can be yourself with, no matter what, no matter if you're going through a good time, bad time, like you said, losing family members, that's the worst. And you probably, when that happens, you're going to see me at my worst. And my
Mhm.
friend is going to be okay with that. So, leaving leaving space for you to be yourself is or for me to be myself is what I look for in any friend. I don't want to
Mhm.
have to pretend around anybody. So, I think and we know how to have fun.
Yes, we do.
Oh my god, we went to Las Vegas and we had fun. It was 8 of us in a room. Well, we had 2 rooms, but it was 8 of us together, and we had fun. Nobody was arguing with each other. It was just a good time, and we do that often. And
More
not
than
just
you see on Real Housewives, huh?
girl, that's a whole hot mess and another story. But
Yes.
I don't wanna just brag on us. I know there are some really I've seen some. I know some people that have really close girlfriend relationships. So guys, in the group, Inspire Her, the Total Woman, we're gonna put a post out there, and we want you to talk about your friendships, and when you've had a situation where you had to tell your friend, "Look, back up. Back
Mhm.
up. I need a little space. This is not about you. Yeah, you may have said something that triggered me, but I'm realizing this isn't about you. We're going to talk about it, but just give me a minute and we'll talk about it." So, tell us, don't have to get in detail. You don't have to tell us about your friend and how you slapped her and you don't have to tell us all that. I'm just making this up, but some people do get to that point.
Yes,
But
yes.
tell us a
And
little
just
bit.
how to I'm sorry, Faith, and how to evolve as friends. Like we've
Right,
never outgrown each other. Some
right,
friends outgrow each other. They grow in different directions. And the thing is, I think we talked about this also. We all have our own separate best friend. That's
right.
not one of us. It's funny.
Right. It is. And that I mean, that's okay. Because a lot of times you can be sisters, and sisters that have the same father and same mother don't always end up being best friends.
That's
They
true.
have they have best friends outside of the family. And I think
Mhm.
we have gone past being girlfriends. We're family. So I'm
Correct.
not jealous of any one of y'all and any one of your best friends, because 9 times out of 10, the best friends become our friends too. So, loosely, but we like them too. So,
Mhm.
it really doesn't matter. We're a bunch of grown women, and
Right.
we know how to speak to each other. And sometimes we do get out of pocket with each other, and we have to have a minute. And
Correct.
you have that minute, and you talk it over, and we come back together. You listen to each other, and you try to listen without judgment. That's kind of hard to do, don't you think?
That's
Sometimes.
very hard to do because even if you form an opinion about something, it could be seen as judgment. But it's a very fine line because I may have my opinion about something, but that doesn't mean that I'm judging you. Like the our last topic, he said yes. We may say that that's not something that we would do, but we would never judge another woman for doing that.
Absolutely. Never. I'm not judging. Like we said, Fee said she would not get one knee. But if Red wanted to do it, I'm helping set up. How we doing this? You need a
Mhm.
pillow? You need to
Mhm.
put your knee on the pillow? I got it. I'm here to support you.
I think I'm gonna need help up from
Well, maybe we have you sit in a chair and then
yes.
you walk.
But that's just learning your friends, knowing their sensitivities, their vulnerabilities, not trying to intentionally get under their skin, knowing when to let go of stuff and try not to prove your point. And I
Right,
think quite a few of us probably had a personality of, I know I'm right. I'm right on this. But we are still able to let it go.
right.
I might be saying in my head, I don't know what Felicia talking about. I know what I'm talking about. I'm right. But all right, girl, you got it. Okay, I get it. I understand.
And that's okay because some of it is not that serious.
Correct.
Some of
Correct.
it is not that serious. We women, woo, honey, we can make a mountain out of a molehill.
Hmm.
And when you go back and think about it sometime afterwards, you're like, I was upset about that.
I can't believe I tripped on that something as simple as that. Girl, I must have been PMSing.
Girl, I was having some problems. And like you just said it. We keep saying it. It's not about you, friend.
No. No, no,
I'm
no, no.
here messing. My man just made me mad. I dealt with a situation similar. It's bringing back some bad memories. Something
Mhm.
is
Mhm.
back up. Back up, friend. It ain't about you.
And when I
Let it
say
go.
that, you need to accept that. It ain't
Right.
about you.
Right.
You got to be able to accept that. Sometimes you're going to be on the giving end of that, and sometimes you're going to be on the receiving end of that. Either way,
Right.
you got to be okay with it.
That's maturity. That's
Yes,
maturity, though.
very much so.
And at
Very
this
much.
age, honey, I say this, but I know some women that's my age that are not mature.
Yes,
But at this age, you should have learn to disagree, learn to disagree, and be
mm.
okay with it.
The
Be
sad thing
okay.
is everybody don't have those skills because I think we talked about it. I'm always on the defense. I'm just on edge. I'm just on the defense, and I'm just so sensitive. You can't say nothing to me without me taking it this way. That's
That's
their
stressful.
problems and not
That's
yours.
stressful. That's stressful. Having a
Very
friend
much
that's
so.
always mad about something, always on edge. I always got to walk on my toes around them. That is stressful. I can't deal with it. I
Girl, I gotta go wash my car. Girl, my tire flat. I need to change these tires. When
Girl,
you
my
see the
dog needs
call,
a bath. They're gonna be like, "Girl, you wash your dog almost every day, girl. He be getting dirty. I gotta
hmm
go, okay? Cause he calling me."
yes, look, have an automatic text response on there when that person calls. You just press that button.
But the
Girl,
crazy,
I call you back.
we joking, but people do that for real.
They do.
They do that for real when they see that person calling. They like, I know it's gonna be some drama today, and
Mhm.
I do not want to deal with it. I do not want to deal with it. Go ahead and hit that ignore button, and I'll talk to you later because I ain't got time for it.
Oh, as soon as you see the number pop up, oh, what now? What's wrong now? Lord Jesus. Look, I ain't in the mood. All right, well, I'm in the car. I got some free time. Let me see what's going on. I'm on my ride to work.
But,
Yeah.
but seriously, friends, we know sometimes it's hard to maneuver different personalities. It is
Mhm.
is hard. Um, but like we said, going back to what we said, try to listen and listen to understand. Give a moment. Don't try to do the double dutch technique and jump in when you hear space for you to jump in. No, allow them to sit back and have a conversation and help you understand why they feel the way they feel, and then you can help them understand why you said what you said. And if you get to a conclusion where you have to apologize and say, hey, friend, I meant what I said, but I hate how it hurt you. So I'm
Mhm.
apologizing for how it hurt you.
Mhm.
That's okay. And the other person has got to learn how to accept it and understand that, like Sharita, y'all, Sharita, and we say Sharita is really, really quiet and stuff. She hollered at me.
Did I?
She didn't holler at me, but she kind of raised her voice. So with her having that even tone all the time, that oh, it's okay, sugar voice,
Woo, woo,
and she
woo.
raised her voice at me. I was like, oh, what?
You hit that spot, girl. You hit that vulnerability. You hit that spot of sensitivity.
Yeah, so you got to know when to let go and when to listen and when to have that conversation and listen without judgment, listen for understanding, and then tuck that away in your drawer and know that, hey, this is when it's, she might lash out when I hit them sore spots. So,
Mhm.
just be prepared and don't do that again. Um especially if you know. If you don't know, that's a conversation. And then once you realize, and then you handle it accordingly.
Correct. So I always said, I can't hold you responsible if I haven't told you how whatever makes me feel. So once I tell you that, then I can start holding you accountable for what you say that may hurt me or affect me in some kind of way. And a lot of times we think that person should know, that person should know. That's not always the case, because if I don't like a person being tardy, being late, then that first time that they're late, I need to say something. I feel like I gave this example before. I don't like being late. I don't like people waiting on me, and I don't
Mhm.
like waiting on people. But if I tell you being late makes me feel a certain way, if you constantly are being late, then that's going to make me feel like you're not respecting me as your friend. You're not
Right,
respecting what I'm saying to you because you're constantly doing it.
right.
Somebody else, they may not care if I'm 15, 20 minutes late. But for me, once I tell you that, hey, just call. I was waiting for you. Just shoot me a text
Mhm.
message or give me a call and let me know you're running behind. That's not a lot to ask. Life is not perfect. People run behind, people run late, and it's okay, but communicate. And I think that's one thing that we just don't do a lot as friends and relationships and at work. We a lot of times we do have difficulty communicating our feelings and thoughts to other people. Either we're worried about how they may feel or how they may take it, or we just don't have those skills.
Right. We have to, if you are my friend, if you are someone I care about, I'm going to take the time. So friends, look at your friendships. Look at your girls, your sisters from another mother, those people that you care about. Make sure these friendships are good, because and inspire her. We care about the total woman. So that means that we care about how you're affected by your friends. If you got a good friend, on a bad day, she can make the sunshine come out.
That's
You're
true.
having a bad day. If you got a good friend, she can call you up and you can hear the cheeriness in her voice, or she can take you somewhere, y'all can go out, have dinner or whatever, and she can bring you out of that mood. So we want to make sure that you are cultivating, that you are nourishing your friendships. And one way to do it is to make sure that you know what type of characteristics your friends have. You know what bothers them. You know their vulnerabilities, their sensitivities. You know all of these things. And if you don't, that friend needs to be able to tell you, and you need to be able to discuss it with them. So if you haven't, go ahead and do it. Try to have that conversation. Sharita and I had that conversation, and it felt kind of funny. It did. To
Mhm.
me, it felt kind of funny, but I was okay with it, and she was okay with it. And now we are better for it. So what we want you to do is, um, like we said, go into the group, and if you can, or if you're willing to, talk about, you don't have to give us specifics, but talk about a situation. Make it very general and tell us whether you've had these situations and how you were able to handle it. Did y'all sit down and listen to each other, or did you say, I don't want to be your friend anymore? Let us know. We
That's
we
good.
definitely appreciate it.
Definitely.
Well, me and Red are going to give you a couple of tips right now. For me, as a financial coach, I tell all the people that I coach, that one of the best things you can do. We put money into stock, we put money into all kinds of things, hoping that it will build us money. Well, one of the things, if you can, everybody can't do this yet, but if you can, a house is the best thing that will make you money over time. Right now, home values are up and people are making a lot of money. Right, Red?
Absolutely.
We are looking at home values that are for smaller homes here in Georgia. It's like a home that you could have purchased at $150,000 a couple of years ago is now going for like $210,000. And people are like, oh my gosh. The
Wow.
buyer is like, oh my gosh. But the seller is like, wow, we're making that money. Um, so that's my tip for tonight. And I know everybody goal is not to purchase a home, but it is a good idea, even if you don't want to purchase a home for yourself to live in. It may be a good investment, rental property, to purchase a home. So that's one of the things that is an all-American dream, is to buy a home. But make sure that you buy it in the right area. You take care of it, because that's a part of it. But yeah, buying homes, and it helps you to pick up your portfolio. A house will bring you equity, and equity you can use for something else. So that's my tip for tonight. Red, do you have a tip for us?
I would just say knowing when to let go of a situation. I think a lot of times we allow our brains and our minds to be stuck in a certain situation or an event that may have happened to us or something someone may have done to us. So I think just working on trying to move past situations. Not to say don't worry about it or forget about it, but forgiving that person because you forgive people for you and not for them. So work on letting go of situations. If you have a situation or something that has happened to you, somebody who has wronged you, and you're holding on and harboring those negative feelings and emotions, it could start to impact our emotional and our mental health. So let go. Let go and let God. I know it's, very cliche, but give it to God. And don't keep holding on to things that bring you down and don't elevate you. That's all I got. Just knowing when to let go.
I agree. I agree. Well, friends, tonight it has been great hanging out with you. We are going to say good night, and we hope that you have enjoyed this episode, and we will see you again later.
Good night,
Bye.
friends. Peace and blessings.
We are here to inspire her, the total woman. Yay!